This is a KUGR sports production.
Good pass down low to Airstrip, and he scores off the glass.
Giving you play-by-play coverage of all your favorite WSU athletics.
He doesn't get it! He stuffs it the line!
Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and more.
Absolutely electrifying play from Washington State to get him right back in this game.
Follow us on YouTube at KUGR Sports to listen to every game live.
What a play! What a kill by Brewstad!
Never miss a moment with the best in the West. KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse.
Gets the Cougs on the board with less than 20 seconds remaining in this first period. Here come the Cougs.
And now, on to the game.
We welcome you into the 2026 Credit Union 1 Women's West Coast Conference Championship game here at Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. It's the 2-seed Gonzaga Bulldogs against the 4-seed Oregon State Beavers, the defending champions in the WCC, and both teams have a chance to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Davis Hagen alongside Josiah Frank with you for the women's championship. And Josiah, what a good matchup we have in front of us in the 1 p.m. slot. First of two championships today, the men's coming later at 6 p.m. But this Oregon State team, so good, and they're coming in as a 4-seed, making their way to the championship after beating Portland and then LMU yesterday. This is their third game in 3 days.
Third game indeed. And Davis, you know how much I feel about local people. And for the Oregon State Beavers, in Oregon State, an Oregonian, Allie Schimmel. She had a phenomenal day, 4+ threes. She was knocking it behind the arc, but who actually just sneaked her out in total points was actually Jen Villa, who's another PNW local player. She's from Arlington, Washington. She was the transfer from Washington State, and she kind of had a very slow start, ended up having 22 points to Schimmel's 21. It should be extremely entertaining. Also, Jenna Villa having a perfect performance from the free throw line. She had a phenomenal day, and this Oregon State team is ready to compete against an excellent Gonzaga team.
Oregon State beat LMU, the 1-seed Lions. They won their regular season championship, had the best regular season in conference in the history of their program. They got upset by the Beavers. It was a 73-67 final score. The Beavers scored 28 points in the fourth quarter. It was a thriller all the way down to the wire. Jess Lawson, a shout out for her. She was one of the best players we have seen in this tournament. But unfortunately, the Lions lost to the Beavers, and here are Oregon State in the second straight WCC championship, just 2 years in the conference, and they have a chance to win both tournament championships. And on the other side, the Gonzaga Bulldogs. This team runs the WCC, and they are the 2-seed this year. And this team is led by a really talented freshman, Lauren Whitaker. But they won yesterday by 28 points against the Santa Clara Broncos. They absolutely dismantled them. And Josiah, this Gonzaga team is legit.
They're more than legit. And they're led by, just like you mentioned, Lauren Whitaker, New Zealand, 6'3". She's the WCC Player of the Year as well as the Freshman of the Year as well. That never happens to have a phenom, especially at the freshman level. She is phenomenal on all ends of the floor, specifically scoring the basketball. She had a great stat sheet. She had a great job, 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. She did a phenomenal performance, and we're going to see how it battles out against Oregon State.
Oregon State and Gonzaga getting ready. The starting lineups are being read out. And Josiah, we want to talk a little bit about this post matchup. It is going to be a really good one between Williamson and Whitaker, the two bigs for both sides.
Yeah, and there's kind of just a lot of back and forth. Lizzie Williamson, she's an Australian. She's a senior. And then comparing to Lauren Whitaker, she's from New Zealand. Just a little bit of a water distance away. They are going to be competing. Lizzie Williamson having a great performance as well. She had 16 rebounds and 20 points when they played Portland just a couple days ago. A beautiful double-double for her. We're going to see how it gets played out because Whitaker is no joke. And if Williamson isn't ready for Oregon State, it could be a long day in the post. But the one thing that Williamson does have on Whitaker is the height. She is 6'5", just to Whitaker 6'3", so just a couple inches that can definitely make a difference. As man, Williamson had some amazing rebounds where she didn't even have to leave the ground. She just put her hands up, and no one was even close with her long wingspan. She's going to have a phenomenal game, hopefully. Whitaker's going to have a phenomenal game, hopefully. This should be a phenomenal championship. It should be fun.
Should be fun. Bulldogs and Beavers breaking out of the huddles as the starting lineups were read aloud. We'll get them to you now. Oregon State starts 4 guards and a center. Those guards are Tiara Bolden, Kennedy Schuler, Jenna Villa, Allie Schimmel, and the center, Lizzie Williamson. For the Bulldogs, they start 2 guards and 3 forwards. They've got good size out there in their home white uniforms. They start with the 2 guards, Inish Bentecourt, Allie Turner, and then the forwards, Taylor Smith, Lauren Whitaker, and Z. Alcuso. They're in the home white uniforms, same uniforms as yesterday with Gonzaga across their chest in silver and blue lettering, and Oregon State in their road black uniforms with orange trim and a white and orange stripe down their side. And we are underway in the championship game. Bulldogs attacking the right basket. It's one back to Allie Turner, and they start with a Whitaker three-pointer. She misses short, and a good box out from Oregon State, but it kicks off their heels, and it's out of bounds last touch by the Bulldogs. It was off of Whitaker, who starts early from the three-point line.
Yeah, I wanted to say she is out the gates firing. And, you know, she's usually a post player, but she can definitely shoot from behind the arc. Love to see her heat up more. We'll see.
Oregon State tries an entry pass to the high post for Villa. That's intercepted by Alcuso, so a turnover for the Beavers. Lobbed it up ahead for Smith, and she was on the baseline, stumbled. She throws it away into the hands of Schuler, who will snake it towards the paint and then back it out for Oregon State. We're 30 seconds in, and there's no score yet in the first quarter. Bolden gets the pass at the top of the arc, will attack left side, picked up by Alcuso. Didn't like what she saw, goes back out to Schuler, who will jab and drive against Turner. Towards the left block, lays it up, misses it strong. Williamson offensive rebound, putback won't go, gets another chance and kicks it out. Villa, pump fake, drive in, mid-range jumper on the way. Back of the rim, no good. Betancourt gets the rebound for the Bulldogs. A couple missed chances there for Oregon State. They go down low to Smith. A turnaround jumper won't go either. And an offensive rebound. Betancourt ripped it away from Williamson on the baseline. They go out to Whitaker, and they reset the shot clock to a full 30. Should have just been reset to 20. Even though Williamson might have had it for like half a second, Betancourt came in and ripped it away.
Yeah, she probably did have it just for half a second, but Betancourt just standing out at 5'9". That's probably a generous 5'9", but able to rip it from her as Williamson just couldn't even see her.
So Beavers have started 0 for 3 from the field. Gonzaga 0 for 2. Beavers already have 3 rebounds. That's what they do best. They had over 50 rebounds against Portland in their quarterfinal win. Out at half court, Turner is stolen away by Schuler on the far side. She gives it to Bolden, who steps through a Euro to the cup. Left hand layup is good, and the Beavers are on the board first in the championship. It's 2-0 Oregon State. Right now, the Bulldogs are projected 12 seed in the bracket. Only one team will represent the WCC this year in the tournament. Whitaker catches it at high post, goes in, gets fouled, and one for Lauren Whitaker. She scores off the glass, and she'll have a chance to add one more. She ties it at 2.
Yeah, we finally get a chance at this big-on-big matchup, Williamson versus Whitaker, and I think it's going to be a great one. Both of them being tall, lanky, but also very strong down low. We'll see who can prevail.
Whitaker knocks the free throw in, 3-2, and Oregon State doesn't foul a whole lot. Williamson only had 2 fouls yesterday. She picks up one early here. Just 2 minutes into the first quarter, Bulldogs lead it 3-2 after the and one from Whitaker. Right side, Bolden steps into a 3, buries it, and it's 5-2 Beavers. 5-3 Beavers, pardon. Exactly 2 minutes in. Good action so far in the women's championship. Top of the arc, Allie Turner goes to Alcuso, looking for Whitaker down low on the block. She's fronted. She catches it and turns and fires to Betancourt in the corner. She drills the 3, and it's 6-5 Bulldogs. Beavers the other way with Bolden on the wing. Goes left arc for Jenna Villa, guarded tightly by Smith. She gets away, and now picked up by Turner on the drive, lays it up, swirls out, and Villa has just struggled in this tournament to score inside the paint. Bulldogs go the other way. Alcuso will drive into the paint, pop it up, and score. 8-5. Alcuso gives the Bulldogs a 3-point lead. Bolden right side for Oregon State. In transition, will settle it out for Williamson. Right back to Bolden. Goes high post, little give and go action. Top of the key, Bolden, 3-pointer comes up short, and it just dies on the rim. Turner collects the board. Schuler pressuring her in the backcourt. And a foul is going to be called on Schuler.
Yeah, and Schuler, she had 4 fouls yesterday. The Beavers, though, they just don't really foul out. They are the second in the nation when it comes to teams not fouling out of basketball games. Williamson had 2 fouls yesterday. Schuler did have 4 as she picks up her first. So we'll see how it plays out. But Oregon State does a really good job of keeping it really close. But they usually don't get 5 on the box score.
Alonso has come in for Oregon State. Beyond the arc, shot from Hale, who just checked in. Smith got the offensive rebound. The putback won't go. It is out of bounds going to Oregon State. Alonso to inbound it. Full court pressure put on from Gardner. Spokane, Washington product.
Oh,
Alonso at the top of the arc. And she is fouled by Smith on a reach-in. She just started her dribble drive, and she got fouled. So Taylor Smith picks up the foul. So Gardner and Hale just checked in. Whitaker goes to the bench as well as Betancourt. Alonso outside, who just drew a foul on Smith. She's reaching again. Has to be careful to not pick up her second in a couple moments. Alonso dribble handoff to Schimmel, who will drive and lay it up on the right side. And Schimmel on the board for her first points of the championship game after a 21-point performance yesterday. Alcuso just now gets picked up at the block. She went all the way down the floor. Nobody picked her up, and she lays it in, and it's a 10-7 advantage for the Bulldogs. Just 4 minutes and 10 seconds into the championship. Oregon State goes left side with Alonso and a travel turnover. Beavers. McKinley Dalen coming in for Gonzaga, sending Smith out. Betancourt back in for Alcuso.
another local kid, Montesano, Washington. That's a really small town. Love to see small town kids play at the big D1 level.
10-7, Bulldogs lead, 5:40 left, first quarter of the championship. Winner goes to the NCAA tournament, loser out. Betancourt steps in at the free throw line, will drive it, and floater too strong. Williamson, good rebound for Oregon State. She's played the entire first quarter so far, approaching halfway through this first frame. Bulldogs lead 10-7. Schuler on the right wing. Swing it to Villa, same side. Three-pointer is good, and we're tied at 10. Villa heating up from the outside as she does, but if she can start to finish on the inside, she's going to be unstoppable for this Beaver team in this championship and possibly the NCAA tournament. Allie Turner will dump it down low to Dalen. Short corner jumper. Bounces off the near side of the rim and all the way to the opposite for Williamson to get the rebound. Outlet pass to Villa. Bounce pass down low to Alonso, and it's out of bounds and a turnover. And it's going to Gonzaga. And Whitaker got set to come back in. She'll be back after this media timeout. Tied at 10 apiece with 4:43 left in the first quarter. Championship on the line. We'll come back after this media timeout. You're listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. Tied at 10 in the WCC Women's Championship game. Winner goes to the NCAA tournament. Right now, the Bulldogs are a projected 12 seed. Oregon State out of the field, but if they win this one, they're guaranteed a spot, and that's what happened last year. They were the 5 seed, went all the way to the championship, and beat Portland after upsetting Gonzaga on a buzzer beater to get to the championship game. And Josiah, we're tied at 10 with 4:43 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, we are. We're having a very fun game. This is amazing environment, a fun environment. Right now, yeah, tied up all at 10. Wanted to talk about how both teams are shooting right now. The Bees and the Bulldogs kind of shooting almost identical. 44% of the field for the Bees. They're shooting 4-9. And then Gonzaga is shooting 40%. They're just 4-10. So it's been going back and forth, just a differential of a shot. And it's going to be a close one to the wire.
Whitaker coming back in the game for Oregon State, or for Gonzaga. And Oregon State has to be able to stop her because in the last time they played, she had 37 points, which was a new Gonzaga freshman single-season record. Beat the previous record of 33 points. So she's got a good ability to score on this Beavers team with Williamson, the big, trying to match up against her. Williamson already has 1 foul against Whitaker. And the Bulldogs inbound it and bring it up towards the right side of the floor. Betancourt will step in with a mid-range jumper, and right out of the timeout, they go with a free throw line jumper for Betancourt, and it's 12-10 Bulldogs as she hits it. 4.5 to play. First quarter of the championship game. Schuler behind the back dribble on the left wing. Bounce pass to a cutting Villa. Extra one to Williamson, right block. Her push shot too strong. Alonzo offensive rebound. Missed it on the underside of the backboard. Whitaker rebounds. And she barreled over her 2 teammates, Hale and Betancourt. Now slow to get back. Allie Turner will snake her way to the short corner. Jumper rattles out. Williamson grabs the rebound. 12-10 advantage Gonzaga. 3:50 left first quarter. Schuler galloping on the right wing. Picked up by Betancourt. Moves it to Schimmel. At 21 yesterday against LMU, the 1 seed in the upset win for Oregon State. Out to Schuler and 10 to shoot for the Beavers. Schuler right-hand drive to the cup, lays it up and in. It's 12-12. Turner, the drive. Swing it out to Whitaker, who collects it on the move. Bounce pass to Hale on the right block. She's double teamed. She'll work it back out to the top of the arc for Betancourt with 8 seconds to shoot. Screen from Whitaker. Step in free throw line jumper again. Rolls it in. 14-12 Bulldogs. That's same shot for Betancourt. She's got that down. 3 minutes left first quarter. Bulldogs lead at 14-12 over Oregon State. Schuler. Large side step out to the left block, and she will kick it back out for Schimmel. Beavers working around the perimeter. They haven't got a whole lot of cuts to be open. Gonzaga playing very tight matchup defense. Schuler collects the ball left wing. 4 to shoot. Pass down low to Williamson on a nice cut, and she had Turner on her, and that is a big mismatch. And she lays it in and ties it up at 14. Off-ball whistle called. That's going to go on Alonzo as Gonzaga just brought it over half court. Alonzo picks up the foul. Turner will go out for Gonzaga as well as Gardner. A piece of confetti is falling down. They've got confetti. Weird. It just went right past her head. It was white, which could mean anything. Maybe they know something we don't.
Oh, geez, this might be chalked up.
Nene So comes into the game for Oregon State. Julia Wilson has checked in for Gonzaga. She was great yesterday. Very smooth player in transition. Court to Whitaker, and a mid-range jumper rolls out. That was almost halfway down, then popped out. It's 14-14 with 2:10 left first quarter. Bolden to the right side with Alonzo. Left-handed three-pointer, way too strong. Rebound tapped way out to Schimmel, who gives it to Bolden on the left wing. Looks for a screen from Nene So. Will attack the paint, turn around, fade away. Left it short, So hits the ground on an offensive rebound attempt, but it deflects into the hands of Bolden. She gives it to Schimmel, and Oregon State has another opportunity. Bolden, a jab and a drive. Left-hand layup, missed it. on the underside of the rim. Whitaker rebounds again for Gonzaga. Her third rebound of the game. She'll size it up from beyond the arc at the transition three, and it's off the front iron. So gets the rebound for the Beavers. Oregon State tied at 14 with Gonzaga. The 4-seed Beavers trying to pull off back-to-back championship wins. Schimmel, catch and shoot, top of the arc. Three-pointer is good. 17-14 Beavers. With 1 minute left in the first quarter of this championship game. 2-seed Gonzaga, 4-seed Oregon State. Whitaker, top of the arc. Dribble handoff to Wilson. Entry pass to Whitaker. Bounce pass with a nice extra one to Jordan Hale. And she lays it in. 16 points for Gonzaga, but yet they're still down one. Bolden, lob pass to the right block with So being guarded by Whitaker. She puts up a lob shot. It's way too strong. Alcuso gets the rebound. Top of the arc. Whitaker, another three. That one goes a line drive. Three-pointer gives the Bulldogs a lead. 19-17, 14 seconds left in the first quarter. Now 10. Fans getting loud. Gonzaga trying to stop the Beavers from tying it up or taking the lead. 2 seconds to shoot. Alonzo doesn't realize that she passes to the top of the arc with Bolden. They don't get a shot off. Oregon State didn't know the time. And our score is 19-17, Bulldogs leading at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, it's been a fun one early, and we assumed this. Gonzaga was picked second in the WCC in preseason, and Oregon State has had a very successful season with a lot of returners, and then Jenna Phillip being the leading scorer at transfer from WSU. And so it's been very entertaining, and this was not out of the ordinary for these two teams to match up in the conference championship, and it should be a fun one.
19-17, Bulldogs in front of the Beavers after a three-pointer from Whitaker. She's got 6 points at the end of the first quarter. Bulldogs lead it by 2. We'll be back with the second after this. You're listening to KGR, the student voice of the Palouse. Welcome back to Orleans Arena inside beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada city limits. You're kind of outside the strip, but people making their way into the arena as the game got underway in the first quarter. It's packing out for the Beavers. They finally showed up today. Yesterday in their men's semifinal, it was very quiet. They are now speckling orange a little more into these kind of crimson/maroon seats here at Orleans Arena, so easily to identify them. The Gonzaga fans kind of blending in to the surrounding areas, but it's 19-17 Bulldogs over the Beavers as we get ready to start the second quarter of this championship game, and it's been a good one so far, Josiah. This has been one of the most exciting quarters of basketball we've seen. There's been a lot of low-scoring defensive games in this tournament so far, but Oregon State starts with possession, moving towards the left basket here in the second quarter. Bolden, bounce pass to Williamson at the high post. Shovel pass right back to Bolden. Steps into a three from straight away. Misses it left. Whitaker rebound for Gonzaga. She had a good first quarter, 6 points. She hit a three right at the end of the first to give the Bulldogs a lead. She catches it at the high post after a good pass from Turner, and she gets knocked to the floor, and a foul is called. Kennedy Schuler picks up her second personal. Yesterday she had 4.
Yeah, she definitely had 4 and already racking them up again quickly. It's going to be an issue for Oregon State if they keep on fouling like they did yesterday. It could continue to be close.
Inbound to Turner in the corner. Entry pass to Whitaker. She goes baseline underneath the hoop. Reverse layup. Somehow got it. She didn't even see where she was. She just put it up. She knows an innate sense of where she is on the floor. 21-17 Bulldogs lead. Whitaker is special. Schimmel, top of the arc, holding it. Goes right side for Schuler. Beavers a little bit stagnant on offense. Schuler will drive, picked up by Whitaker. A shovel pass into a cutting Alonzo and a travel. And another turnover for the Beavers. That'll be their 5th turnover of the game. Mostly just passing around the perimeter until somebody comes free on the inside, where Gonzaga is always moving on offense. Whitaker catches it at the high post to operate the offense. She goes left wing, gives it up to Turner. On the drive, kicks it back out. Three-pointer for Whitaker, a line drive, bounces off the front of the rim, gets to the back of the rim, bounces twice, and then drops in. It's 24-17 Gonzaga. Beavers yet to score in this quarter. We're about 2 minutes in. Schimmel will drive, put a left-hand floater up, and that is too strong. Knocked out of bounds, last touch by the Bulldogs. It'll stay with Oregon State. Villa coming in. Alonso out. Jaden Hale coming in. And they're still not sure who is coming out for Gonzaga, and it will be Whitaker. So she goes to the bench. She's got 11 points for the Bulldogs already and 4 rebounds.
A great start to her first half. Yeah, if no one slows her down, if Williamson doesn't, it could be a long day for OSU.
Villa will drive inside, dumps it off to the left block with Williamson, and she scores with the left hand, and it's 24-19. Bulldogs up by 5. 7:50 on the clock in the first half. Taylor Smith at the elbow. Looking for Alcuso, didn't like it. Dribble handoff to Turner, who rounds into the paint and swings it back out for Smith. The spin move to Villa. Puts up a floater, too strong. Williamson rebound for Oregon State. 7.5 left, second quarter in this women's championship game. Only one of these teams will represent the West Coast Conference in the NCAA tournament. Villa, catch and shoot, left wing 3. Perfect. That's her best ability, the catch and shoot, and it's 24-22. Beavers with quick 5 straight. The Bulldogs lead cut to 2 with 7 minutes left in the first half. Alcuso, right side, shakes her head, and then she will just fire up a 3. It's short, and it bounces into the hands of Schuler. Not the best shot for Alcuso. Schuler will go right side off a double screen and then switch back to the left in the middle and kick it out to Bolden. Entry pass to Williamson, who takes a dribble and then 1-2 with the left hand. Missed it off the backboard. Bulldogs get the rebound. Allie Turner will bring it up the floor into the corner with a hook pass to Alcuso. Rounds into the paint, pulls up. 8-foot jumper, ping pongs out. Rebound Oregon State, outlet to Schuler. She looks to Bolden on the wing. Will get to the rim, lay it up, and a foul. She missed the shot. She'll have 2 free throws.
Yeah, right now, Gonzaga in a 2-minute and 13-second scoring drought. They're still up by 2, but have not been able to get it to go home. And it kind of seems like once Whitaker hit the bench, the Zags offense has kind of been stagnant.
Betancourt back in. Gardner out. Williamson finally going to the bench for Oregon State, as well as Alonzo coming in, and Nene So. Bolden at the free throw line. She'll put it in. Makes it a 1-point game. Chance to tie it for Bolden. Rolls in the second free throw, and we're tied at 24 apiece. Bulldogs jumped up by 7, but then 7 straight for Oregon State. 0 points in the last 2.5 for the Bulldogs, and they continue the cold streak. A mid-range jumper is missed from Smith. Schuler rebound for the Beavers. 6 minutes left in the first half of play. Once again, this is the first of 2 championships today on this floor. The men's coming later at 6 p.m. between Gonzaga and Santa Clara. Villa, step back 3 from the top of the arc. Missed it. Hale rebounds for Gonzaga. 24-24. Bulldogs will go right wing for Betancourt, and she sizes up a three-pointer as she works her way to the top. Misses it strong. Offensive rebound, Smith. And the Bulldogs will ask for a screen from Smith with Turner getting the pass at the top. Drives it right side. Tough finish. Missed it too strong. And it bounces off the opposite side of the backboard. Oregon State clears. 24-24. 5:15 left in the first half. Villa catches it left wing. Ball on the right hip. Goes to Bolden. Beyond the arc. Between the circles. Into Nene So. And she couldn't catch it. It's off her fingertips. Out of bounds to Gonzaga.
Yeah, right now Oregon State's on a 7-0 run. And Gonzaga still in a scoring drought. And finally Whitaker check back in for the Zags. See if they can end it 3.5 minutes plus of not being able to score a basket. They're over their last 6.
Yeah, Whitaker coming back in for the Bulldogs. They need her to be a scorer. She's already got 11 points. And it's 24-24. Halfway through the second quarter. Whitaker catches it on the block. She gets bodied immediately by 2 different Beavers. Alonzo and Schuler were there. Whitaker missed the layup. That one goes on Alonzo. Her second personal foul. It'll be Whitaker at the free throw line for 2 shots when we come back. We've reached the media timeout. 4:50 left in the second quarter. 24-24 in the women's championship game. We're all knotted up. You're listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. Bulldogs and Beavers tied at 24 apiece with 4:50 left in the second quarter. Bolden for the Beavers, the leading scorer with 7 points. Whitaker, the leading scorer for the Bulldogs with 11. And Oregon State's on a 7-0 run in the last 3:12. But, Josiah, they have 0 field goals in the last 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, they do. They got the kiss cam on the Jumbotron right now. It felt a little too personal. But, yeah, it's been an issue to struggle the basketball. And, man, both teams right now having an issue. I feel like Oregon State went on a very quick run, but then all of a sudden, no field goals from both teams. Gonzaga, they haven't been able to put up their last 6 and no field goals in the last 2.5 minutes for the Beavs. So somebody's got to score for both teams, and we've seen this. We've been here since Friday. And, man, I don't know what it is about the court, maybe the rims, the environment. I don't know what it is, but people have definitely struggled when it comes to scoring the basketball. There's been droughts. There's been runs. But, gosh, there's probably more droughts than I have fingers that we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, this game's 17 for us. And there's probably been 2 or 3 to 4 minute droughts per game. So unless you're a mutant with, 34 fingers, I think you got that one right.
34 fingers. Yeah, I'm like an octopus or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
something like that. Gosh. Yeah, we're not biology majors if you can find that out.
Whitaker to the free throw line for 2 shots out of the media timeout. She hits the first one. She's got 12 points. And as I mentioned earlier, she had 37 against Oregon State earlier in the year. So she knows how to dominate against the Beavs. And she's got 12 points so far with still 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first half. And this is a championship game. The lights are the brightest right here, and Whitaker's stepping up. And she misses the second free throw. And now Kuso will try to get the rebound, and she hits the floor. And it's going to be out of bounds. She was on the baseline when she rolled around. And so 25-24 lead for Gonzaga with Oregon State going on that 7-0 run. And then the 1 point for Whitaker just ended that spell. But Gonzaga had jumped out to a 7-point lead, and then Oregon State kind of rushed back quickly to tie it, and then both teams couldn't score. So now 25-24 with 4.5 minutes left in the first half. Schuler beyond the arc, working against Turner. They go outside for Villa, matched up against Whitaker. That could be a drive opportunity for Villa. She's calling for it. They don't give it to her. Schuler will drive and kick to Villa. Corner 3 on the way, and she missed it, and it's a whistle blown. And it's a turnover for Oregon State. Villa out of bounds when she caught it. Her heel was on the sideline. We've seen that a couple times in this tournament, that corner spot. It's so condensed with the wider 3-point arc. So Bulldogs the other way up by 1 point, 25-24, 4:10 left in the first half. Betancourt outside will drive left hand to the cup underneath to Hale, and it goes through her fingers into the corner for Turner, and she'll shovel pass it out to Betancourt, who ended up in the corner, misses a 3, and it's a rebound for Oregon State. Last 3:50 in the first half, 25-24 Bulldogs leading. Oregon State 0 points in the last 2.5 minutes after going on that 7-0 run. Schuler will slowly walk in. She's at the high school 3-point line and now gets to the elbow. Spins at the WCC logo in the paint, and then an offensive foul. She trucks over Betancourt, and she's pumping her fists like she's doing some aerobics, and she's fired up about that one. And it's 25-24. Gonzaga in front with 3.5 left in the first half.
Yeah, and that's her third personal after that truck. Now she has to sit again. 3 in the first half. And gosh, if she picks up another one early like she did yesterday into the third, it could be really scary for Oregon State. This is a close game, but, man, that could impact it a lot if your star point isn't in.
Schuler, a first-team All-WCC player for Oregon State with 3 fouls. Whitaker, right side 3-pointer, misses it. Rebound Oregon State. Bolden will quickly work it past half court. She wants to go fast. She'll stop and then turn it around. Out for Alonso to the top of the arc, but Oregon State had an opportunity, and now Bolden will try again and spin, fade away, good. And it's 26-25 with a mid-range 2-point jumper for Bolden.
Yeah, she's also got 5 rebounds as well. She's been able to get it done for the Bees.
So now Gonzaga, 0 field goals in the last 5.5 minutes. We've got 2:45 left in the first half. Whitaker into the middle of the lane. A float shot won't go. Nene So rebound. She's playing valuable minutes with Williamson on the bench. Bolden will walk it up. 26-25. Beavers have taken the lead back. Bolden attacks again. Another turnaround. Identical shot. Bounces off the front of the rim. Won't drop. So over the back foul. With a push on Whitaker. And Taylor Smith coming in for Jaden Hale. But going back to Schuler fouling for the third time. She's just got 2 points. She's got 3 assists, though. She is one of the primary operators of this offense for Oregon State. And with 3 fouls to this point, especially against a team like Gonzaga, who has such talented guards at both the starters and the bench all the way through their roster. Right side swing pass to Betancourt, knocked out of bounds by Bolden. It'll stay with Gonzaga with 2:13 left in the first half. Beavers lead at 26-25. Really no separation between these two squads so far. It's been back and forth, but Gonzaga has led most of this half. They've led for 10 minutes. Beavers have led for 2, but it's been within a couple possessions the whole way, as So will head to the bench. Williamson back in. She will match up against Smith. It'll actually be Alonzo guarding Whitaker, and the ball is intercepted on the inbound by Bolden, and she'll take it to the left block, spins against Turner, and is stripped of the ball, but a reach-in foul called. And that's going to go on Taylor Smith. So Bolden with the interception there. She is an explosive athlete. She's got 9 points and 5 rebounds for the Beavers, plus that steal right there.
Yeah, she's got a good stat line as well as an assist as well. She's trying to make it happen to keep this game close.
Inbound to Villa, left wing three-pointer on a catch and shoot, misses it short. Turner gets the rebound, the guard for Gonzaga, 5'8" sophomore. Going right side for Betancourt. An inch taller than Turner, and she throws the ball to the post. It's kicked out of bounds by Oregon State. It'll stay with the Bulldogs with 22 seconds on the shot clock, 1 minute 56 on the game clock. Been a good first half in this championship game in the women's bracket. Winner goes to the NCAA tournament. Likely will be a 12 or 11 seed. The loser not going to be in the field, and barring something really extraordinary. Betancourt, corner three off the inbound, misses it. Offensive rebound, Gardner. Back out to Betancourt. She will step in this time on a drive, dump it down to Hale, the 6th woman of the year in the WCC. She lays it in with the right hand. Jaden Hale, 6'2", forward freshman from North Dakota, lays it in and gives the Bulldogs the lead once again, 27-26. Minute and a half remaining first half. Schimmel beyond the arc. She's really been quiet in this first half, just 5 points. She gets it to the left wing and then back outside for Villa, who will drive on the right side against Betancourt. Backs her down, lays it up, too strong. Rebound tapping to the corner, last touch by Williamson. Hale lets it bounce out of bounds onto the light blue trim hardwood. And Gonzaga will get it back with a chance for a 2-for-1 possibility with 1:08 left in the first half. 30 seconds on the shot clock. 27-26, 1 point advantage for the Bulldogs. Turner at the free throw line. Kicks it out to Whitaker, and they continue to move it to Betancourt. Will snake her way closer and then kick it to Hale. A deep 2, misses off the left side of the iron. Bolden collects the board. She's been sensational for Oregon State so far. 6 rebounds, 9 points. Villa catches top of the arc. A hesitation dribble to the right block. She is fouled, though. Not sure the foul was on. They said 24. Okay, there's Gardner. They said Gonzaga foul number. Never said the number, and it's actually on Gardner, so she will check out. Gardner has 2 fouls. The guard off the bench for Gonzaga. So Oregon State to the free throw line with Jenna Villa. She was 10 of 10 yesterday against LMU, which was the first Beaver to do so since way back in 1990, the 2000 season, to be perfect from the free throw line with 10-plus free throws. And she goes 2 for 2 on that trip and gives the Beavers the lead right before the half. Big shots from Villa, and it's 28-27. 25 seconds left in the first half, 22 on the shot clock. It's about a 2-second differential. Bulldogs hoping for the final shot of the half. Beavers lead it by 1. Whitaker dribble handoff outside to Alcuso. Right wing to Turner. 8 seconds left in the half. They go inside to Whitaker, backing down against Williamson. Left hand blocked by Williamson. Into the hands of Bolden. Outlet to Schimmel. Half-court heave on the way. Comes up well short, but the Beavers have the lead. Great defense from Williamson at the end there.
Yeah, a phenomenal performance. I mean, we've been talking about this big-on-big matchup, and I'll be honest, I was kind of nervous for Lizzie Williamson because of how dominant Whitaker is. She's a freshman, but I mean, the WCC, it's all about her. And right there, that was a great display by the two of them, but it doesn't matter. Lizzie Williamson, the 6'5" Aussie, blocks that shot, sends it to half, and the Bees right now up by 1, and we should have a fun one here for the second half. I wanted to mention Gonzaga was one of their last 11 field goals before the halftime buzzer, so they got to figure it out on the offensive end. It just struggled for both teams to score. Right now, it is the Zags that cannot put the ball in the basket.
Oregon State leads at 28-27. They won last year's WCC championship as a 5 seed. They're trying to do the same this year as the 4 seed. Both these teams will no longer be in the WCC next year. They'll move to the new Pac-12. Oregon State, with 2 seasons in the WCC, trying to go 2 for 2 with conference championships, and they're 1 half away, and they're up by 1 against the Bulldogs. 28-27, Beavers lead. Josiah Frank will have the play-by-play for the conclusion of this women's championship game when we return from the halftime break. You're listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse.
The setting, Las Vegas, Nevada, here for the second half of the WCC Women's Championship game. Winner will automatically go to the big dance for the March Madness tournament and for a national championship. Josiah Frank with Davis Hagen right now. Gonzaga's leading just by 1, but they are one of their last 13 field goals. They led as much by 24-17 at one point in the second quarter, but it doesn't matter now as Oregon State trying to climb back. But they haven't shot a field goal in over 3 minutes as well. So it's just a struggle for offenses every single day here at the Orleans. It's a tough place to play, a phenomenal environment, but for the teams actually playing basketball in Hardwood, it can be difficult.
Absolutely. We've seen this every single time teams go on scoring droughts, yet Gonzaga led for 11 minutes of that first half, much by 7. Then Oregon State immediately went on a 7-0 run of their own to tie it at 24. And then from there, it was just kind of sluggish back and forth, missed jump shots after missed jump shots, a couple of fouls here and there. And for Schuler on the Oregon State guard, 3 fouls for her in that first half. We'll see how Ruick decides to play Schuler in this second half. If she picks up another quick foul, you'd have to imagine maybe she sits out the rest of the third. Does she even start this third quarter? Question marks for Oregon State at their guard position with 3 fouls. She played yesterday with 4 fouls for most of that fourth quarter against LMU, and she was still in the game, and so she will start on this court. So if you're Gonzaga, maybe you try to go right at her because the depth at the guard position is something that Oregon State struggles with.
Depth is something, depth is absolutely something that Oregon State can struggle with. And right now, Kennedy Schuler from Gresham, Oregon, she's got 3 fouls. She is out on the floor, though, to start the third quarter. Man, if you are head coach Lisa Fortier, if we talked about this yesterday, you would want to see if you can kind of go into her chest or maybe take a charge. You could get a whistle with her kind of close and see if the officials have to choose between you or her. And right now, you'd love to see if they could choose her. She could pick up a 4th early and then have to sit big minutes in this WCC championship game. Orleans Arena, Gonzaga up right now. Oregon State up right now, 28-27. Okuzo kicks it back over to Turner. She's on the left corner, has to hand over to Whitaker. Left elbow for Nylon. They're up by 1, 29-28. We just started the third quarter. Now it's Schuler. Bringing it up for Oregon State. Quick handoff over to Villa, straight on. Villa right to the rack. Gets fouled. She'll be shooting 2. Be called on Taylor Smith. That's her 3rd personal. Now a little bit of foul trouble for the Bulldogs as Smith will be checking out. Checking the game for her. That's going to be Hale. Jaden Hale, Fargo, North Dakota. If you just travel on I-90 from Spokane, you can keep on going and you'll bump right into Fargo, North Dakota as the first free throw for Villa. She's perfect again. It's probably around a 12 to 15-hour trip. You go through Montana, you'll hit the Dakotas. As the second free throw is also good. Oregon State now up by 1. Love geography here at KGR. Screen by Whitaker for Gonzaga. She gets it back off the roll. Whitaker in and in. Nearly in and out. Thought that ball was going to fall out, but it fell back in as Whitaker set a beautiful screen and then got it on the pick and roll.
That shot has fallen out all tournament long. I don't know what Whitaker spell she cast at halftime to be able to get that one to go.
Yeah, whatever weird stuff going on, but there is a foul on the other end. Gonzaga's up 31-30. And that's going to be on Turner, her first personal. Now Gonzaga with 2 fouls early into the third. We're just under a minute in. Now shooting 2 as a miss first. That's going to be Schimmel. She misses her first. Now a chance to tie. 8:57 to play. The second is nothing but net. We're tied at 31-all. Turner. She straight away just pulls up for a jumper on the right side. That's going to be too strong. An offensive rebound by Whitaker. Out to Turner. This time a 3-ball. Oh, yeah. Gonzaga up by 3. Schuler looking for a screen. Will get it by Williamson. Uses the screen. Doesn't give it to her on the roll. Ends up kicking up Villa and said it would try for a triple. Oh, yeah. Jenna Villa, another shot. And Villa's got 13. Turner on the other end. This time it's Whitaker, a triple, and then a triple on the other end. Both teams connecting from behind the arc, 37-34. We're under 2 minutes into the third. Winner to go to the big dance and punch their ticket. Bolden for Oregon State, finishing on the left end with the right hand. Now Oregon State will be down by 1, 37-36. Turner straight on, thought about a 3, instead pulls up for the Hezzy pull, the right elbow. It is just buckets on both ends. We haven't seen this a ton. Gonzaga now up by 3. Bolden was open in the corner. No one sees her, though. Schimmel ends up with it on the right wing. Now Bolden has it. Kicks it back over to Schimmel. Schimmel triple. That one's too hard. And a fight for the rebound, but it's going to end up with Alcuzo. Back over to Turner. Gives it back to Okuzo now on the left wing. Crossover move on Schuler. Whitaker has it now. Step through move, gets called for the foul as she was going up. And that's actually going to be a travel call. And Williamson is very happy as she took that step through move and didn't put the ball onto the wood quick enough. She'll be picking up the travel. Gonzaga up by 3, 39-36, 6:55 to play in the third.
That would have been the second foul on Williamson, so she's definitely happy that that got called the travel before the foul.
Schuler over to Bolden, straight on. Gives it right back to her. 15 on the shot. She pulls it out beyond the logo. Now getting past the perimeter. Schuler right into Williamson, and you bet an easy layup for her. She had a mixed match with Dallin. She finished right above her. Easy 2. Oregon State now back down by 1. Alcuzo ends up with it. Uses a screen from Hale. Now she'll pull up for the midi. That'll be too strong. A board off the racks for Bolden. Bolden, Hezzy move right to the cup. Oh, yeah. Ciara Bolden, one of the returners from Eugene, but goes to school in Corvallis. That's kind of a cardinal sin for the Oregonians, but it doesn't matter. She has a bucket. Now Oregon State's up by 1. Turner on the other end for Gonzaga. Finishes with the left hand, turning and fading away in the post. Now Gonzaga retakes the lead. Villa, 3-ball, too short. Rebound Turner, and the Zags are moving. Turner in transition, 3-ball, misses everything. Fight for the rebound, ends up in the hands of Jenna Villa for Oregon State. Villa to the rack, looking for a foul, but she gets blocked instead by Turner. Allie Turner blocking the 6'1" Jenna Villa. Great play by her. He'll stay with Oregon State, though.
Yeah, high energy third quarter. We had same amount of points scored in the first 3 minutes of this third quarter as we did in the entire second quarter through 10 minutes of action. So both teams firing on all cylinders here in the second half.
Sow to check in for Williamson for Oregon State. She's standing at 6'8". Jenna Villa to the cup, and she's blocked again. Gets her own rebound, and the putback is good. Oregon State is playing ping pong with Gonzaga. They're up 42-41, 5:10 left in the third. Turner on the left wing, guarded by Schuler. Bounce passes it into Wilson. Now Wilson behind the arc, gives it right back to her. Who gives it right back to her? Wilson again now, 10 on the shot clock. Crossover move, finishing on the left hand, swatted away. And that's the big Sow. Now cross-court pass over to Schimmel for Oregon State. She's going to drive to the cup. Picks up her pivot foot. It's swung around the arc for a Jenna Villa. 3-ball straight on. That's going to be off the mark again. Turner the rebound for the Zags. Slows down the tempo. Gonzaga trying to get a good shot. Bounce pass into Gardner. Gardner gives it to, that's Turner for a three. Oh, yeah, Allie Turner, the St. Louis kid, drops in a triple. Now Gonzaga's up by 2. Back and forth, back and forth. Bolden enters it into Sal in the post, and she's hacked. She is hacked by Jaden Hale. Sal still on the ground, but Bolden and Schuler help her up. And that's going to be a media timeout as Sal will shoot free throws after. We have a 44-42 game right now. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. You're listening to more WCC Championship basketball here on KUGR. A 44-42 game right now. 4 minutes left in this third quarter for the WCC Championship in Orleans Arena. Fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Josiah Frank with Davis Hagen right now. It has been back and forth. Ping pong, tennis, curling. I don't know if curling's back and forth. But you know what I mean. It's been back and forth nonstop, kind of like a vacuum cleaner. Up and down and up and down. I was thinking about that one for a while. Like a Bissell. Shout out Bissell. Sal, 1 of 2. First one is too strong. Vacuums up a lot of the rim. That one.
Yeah, I think so.
Sal will shoot 2, 6'8". Second one will rattle home. She's from Brussels, Belgium. Started her career at Northeast Oklahoma A&M. That's a tongue twister. Now it's Gonzaga trying to extend their lead. They're up by 1. a 3 ball. That was Garner. It's too strong, but an offensive rebound by Whitaker. She misses the putback, but another offensive rebound. Now she'll have a catch and shoot 3. That one's too strong. It's a fight for the rebound, and Gonzaga ends up with it again. This time it's a 3-ball by Laughing. A beautiful shot by her, and that was 4 straight possessions for Gonzaga. Gonzaga now up by 4, 47-43. We're past the midway point of the third quarter. There's just 3:15 left in the third. Oregon State now trying to beat the momentum that Gonzaga has built up. Bolding, crossover move. Picks up a dribble, has to kick it out to Villa, who ends up with back in it. It's Bolden now to the rack. She misses a lot. Great offensive rebound by So. And there's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow will stay with Oregon State. Sal will check back out as Williamson will check back in. And that's going to be Alonzo checking back in, too, for Oregon State. Schuler to inbound. 4 seconds on the shot clock, but there's going to be a foul before the inbound happened. And that's going to be on Okuzo. Soraya spent 2 seasons at St. Mary's before fouling today. But during her freshman year at St. Mary's, she was named WCC Freshman of the Year. She's been a bucket for the Zags. Right now, Okuzo's got 4. Whitaker filling up the stat sheet. She's got 19. It doesn't even seem like that, but she's had some great shots, a couple of threes, and a ton of buckets down low. See why she's a WCC Freshman and Player of the Year. Oregon State now, they had a reset shot clock. Jenna Villa, Treyway, that's going to be too strong. A rebound by Alonzo, but it's tipped away. It's going to end up in the hands of Gonzaga. That was an offensive rebound, but it doesn't matter as Oregon State's going to turn it over, and then Gonzaga turns it over just in a second. Okuzo threw it away to the baseline.
Yeah, and you mentioned that tip. It was blocked by Whitaker, and then she almost had a chance to get the reward on the other end. It goes off her leg, but Whitaker is just a really wise player. She knows exactly where to be, and she doesn't overextend herself in too many scenarios.
Doesn't extend herself at all, and it's tipped away, and another turnover. This time, Oregon State, Jenna Villa, turns it right into the hands of Okuzo. She's going coast to coast to the rack, reverse layup. You bet.
And that possession started from a Whitaker deflection. She has had her fingerprints all over this game. Not only does she have 19 points, but she's allowing Gonzaga to get out and run with deflections, blocks, great passes, and the Bulldogs are soaring.
Yeah, right now that is a timeout by Scott Rueck and the Oregon State bench. They're going to be taking a timeout. Gonzaga right now up 6. Oregon State, no field goals in the last 3 minutes. They're 1 of the last 7. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to more WCC Championship action here in Vegas on KUGR. Final 1 quarter and 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining to decide who will play in the big dance and who will probably not make it. WCC is just a one big league. You got to win the championship to go, especially on the women's side of the bracket. So hard to get in. We were talking about basketball a ton last night. We were up pretty late, laughing and having a phenomenal time in New Orleans Hotel. But we were talking about the Big Ten specifically. Oregon had played Washington State earlier, and I remember watching that game, and we started looking at the standings, and, man, they probably have 10 teams that could probably go and play the Big Dance. And the Big Ten is more looking like the Big 20. But a lot of those teams are phenomenal. UCLA, SC, Iowa, Oregon, the list goes on and on. But regardless, Oregon State right now trying to get back a lead. They're down by 6. We're under 2 minutes into the third quarter. Jenna Villa right to the lane, and she can't finish. She thought there was a lot of contact. She did hit the wood. Doesn't matter as Gonzaga is going to move it up. Okuzo behind the line, gives it over to Whitaker in the post. Fadeaway jumper, that's going to come up short into the hands of Villa, who gets it stripped away, but finds the hands of Schimmel afterwards. It was nearly stolen away again. Schuler motioning, 15 on the shot clock. Little shimmy move over to Villa, who drives baseline right to the rack, hard drive, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. Foul on Whitaker. That's going to be her first. She has not picked up a phenomenal stat line. Wanted to point that out. 19 points, 7 of 16 from the field. She's got 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. That's ridiculous.
Not even in the fourth quarter yet.
Preposterous. Is that what? Preposterous?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a word. It's a great stat line. That's what it is. And it's going to be Paige Loffing taking a break. Billings, Montana. She'll sit. Jenna Villa, Arlington, Washington. I'm from Marysville, Washington. Arlington just 10 minutes north and then a hair east. Just a hair. Keep on going up by 5. And she connects. She's been perfect on the line, and it hasn't stopped being perfect. She's a perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line. It's a really good basketball school, Arlington, Washington. They're at the 4A level now, the highest level in Washington State. On the other end for the Zags, that's going to be a finish, and that's going to be Smith finishing, Taylor Smith, the Pocatello athlete, finishing on the right side, and the Zags right now up again by 6. Bolden for Oregon State. We're under a minute in the third quarter. Pulls up for the jumper and stares down. A beautiful shot by her. Oregon State now just down by 4.
Wow, she got about 6 feet of separation on a snatchback dribble and left Smith in the dust on that play.
A bucket indeed. Tiara Bolden onto Kuzo. That mid jumper falls out. Offensive rebound by Whitaker, who is fouled.
8 rebounds now for Whitaker. She's
going
to get probably to maybe not with the 22.5, but towards the start of this fourth quarter, she could probably be in the double-double range.
Yeah.
Just absolutely absurd, the things that she can do. Just as a freshman, too. That's something to keep in mind. She's a freshman just dominating everybody.
Whitaker now to the line. Chance to get 20 points and 8 rebounds. She's on pace for a 25 and 10-plus board game. As that free throw rattles home, she's got 20 now. Leading scorer for either team. You can understand why she is WCC All-Conference and the Player of the Year and the Freshman of the Year. She is 21. We'll check it out of the game. 22.5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Right now, Gonzaga is up by 6. Oregon State to have the last possession. Under 20 seconds until the start of the fourth. Schuler and the Bees trying to cut a 6-point Gonzaga lead. Schuler, top of the key. Picks up her dribble. Has got to hand it off. Gives it to Villa. Villa now driving hard at the rack. Gets a whistle, and she'll shoot 2. Fans don't like it. Doesn't matter. She's going to shoot anyway.
Yeah, Villa's done a great job in this tournament of getting herself to the free throw line. Was 10 of 10 yesterday. She's going back to the free throw line once again. She's 6 of 6 in this game. But yet, when she gets into the paint, there's some sort of hex on her. She's 4 of 15 from the field.
Loffing to check back in for Turner, who picked up her second personal. And Jenna Villa making the first again. She's 7 of 7, and it's a repeat from last night. Make it 8 for 8.
Well, and you can talk about her struggles on offense, but now she got 19 points.
Half of them from the free throw line. It's going to be a heave at the buzzer. That was Betancourt. They just had a few seconds to throw up a prayer of a three. It won't go, and it's just a 4-point game still. It's going to be close, and if Oregon State can continue to heat up, they can regain the lead and make it even more interesting. We'll have the fourth quarter of WCC action. We'll find out who the champion is here in Vegas. Here on KGR, the student voice of the Blues. Welcome back for the fourth quarter of action here for the WCC Women's Championship in Orleans Arena. It's been a fun one. It's a 4-point basketball game right now as Gonzaga is leading Oregon State 53-49. Wanted to talk about Jenna Villa. She's gone a perfect 20 of 20. I know every time we say this, she might miss from the free throw line after, but 20 of 20 from the free throw line throughout the tournament. She's 8 of 8 today. She went 10 for 10 yesterday and then had 2 free throws the day before that. So she's been phenomenal from the free throw line. Might be a record. Turner comes up short on the 3. We don't have an exact record or anything, but man, either for Oregon State or I don't know for like WCC like tournament action, that's got to be close to something being that perfect from the free throw line. She's an 86% free throw shooter on the season, so a very good free throw shooter. She shot about 130 free throws as she turns over the basketball right into Betancourt's hand. Just drives right into Jenna Villa. A football block. I didn't see what the whistle was. I think they're going to call it a block.
Wow, and that was one of the hardest hits I've seen of the tournament. Jenna Villa is stunned that that's not a charge. Oh, my goodness. That was a Mack truck coming down the lane. And I wonder.
Goodness gracious. Me and Dave, we both played football, and I played offensive line. That's like a guard on a trap play just running into a linebacker and blew her up. And Betancourt's going to shoot free throws. Villa was super upset, rightfully so. Drove right through her chest. Goodness gracious, what a hit. Was not expecting to see that. Now Gonzaga extends the lead back up to 5, make it 6 with Betancourt with a pair of free throws. Schuler now bring up the rock. Yeah, gosh, what a collision between those two players. Anyway, Schuler now for OSU. Cross-up move right to the rack. She has a lane. Can she finish? She can't.
She got a little separation with a chicken wing. She's got to be careful. She's got 3 fouls. If she picks up an offensive one, that's something you can't afford if you're Oregon State.
Yeah, she's a gritty point guard, but she's got to be careful with the physicality. Now on the other end, Gonzaga still up by 4, 55-51. We're just a minute underway into the fourth. Turner, guarded by Villa, gives it up, and that's Smith, and she's going to connect on a left elbow jumper. Gonzaga back up by 6, 57-51, 8:40 to play in the fourth. Gonzaga leading the Oregon State Beavers. Winner, the championship, and a ticket punch to March Madness. Schuler, spin move, fadeaway, jumper. Oh, yeah. Gets it back down to 4. It's been back and forth all game long, but Oregon State, they need to get a stop or two and be able to score on the other end. They want to keep it within a one-possession game. Still a ton of time left. Loffing thought about a 3, pump fakes, picks up her dribble now, gives it in the hands of Betancourt. Betancourt sizing up Schuler, uses a screen, and Betancourt will finish. They go back up by 6 again, 59-53 this time. Oregon State trying to get something going. Whitaker is out, but she's at the scores table. There's a mix match down low, and it's given to the mix match. That's going to be Williamson. She finishes for 2. She was guarded by Smith, 6'2" on 6'5". That's a gimme bucket. Turner on the other end. Oregon State down by 4. And a rebound by Schuler. A miss from Turner off the jumper. Cross-court pass over to Schimmel. Thought about a 3, picks up her dribble. Gives it back to Schuler instead. 7:19 to play, and another mix match. They got to give it back to her before Whitaker checks back into the game. Williamson down low. Schuler's not looking at her. Schimmel's not looking at her. Now Bolden's got to drive. 9 on the shot clock. Bolden looking at her dribble. Spin move, a step through. A beautiful move off the glass. And now Oregon State just down by 2. They went on a little 4-0 run. They need another stop before Whitaker, leading scorer for both teams, gets in. Turner dribbling in circles. And Gonzaga's going to turn over the basketball. That was a miscommunication between Smith and Turner. Gave her just a pass, and it went right through her hands. Ends up in the stands.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate turnover for Gonzaga. Not necessarily the worst, though. That got Whitaker back in the game, even though it was a turnover. Now she can match up against Williamson.
Williamson down low. Whitaker back into the game. See how that big mix match. She sets a screen for Schuler. Oregon State down by 2. They need to capitalize now. Nearly loses the basketball. Williamson kicks it out. Over to Villa, back into her. Now Williamson. 7 on the shot clock. She's got to make something going. Gives it to Bolden, nearly turned away. Bolden, the finish, nearly an and one, and she is upset. Rightfully so, as that ball just kind of danced with the rim and rolled out. She'll shoot 2 free throws, but she knows she really wanted to make that.
Bolden is so tough. Williamson had it, and she just kind of gave one of those, I don't want to take it, you take it kind of passes to Bolden, and she was triple teamed. Somehow she fought her way through to get it up, and it almost went in, and she got fouled. So what a play by Bolden.
She has 17. Just looking at the stat sheet, didn't even really know that. Didn't seem like she had that many. Her and Villa on the top of the score sheet make it 18 with the first free throw. And Bolden's gotten some tough buckets. She's nearing the 20 mark. A great game, which has been back and forth. Bolden second, nothing but nylon. We are tied at 59. Now Oregon State Gonzaga. The fans are getting into it. They know there's a lot on the line here if you want your season to continue for a shot at a national title. Whitaker, spin move in the post, the finish, and one. She will be shooting a free throw, a beautiful spin move right back into the chest of Williamson. And now she will go to the line and shoot one.
She looks like she tripped into another dimension as she was falling backwards and then just lobbed it up there. And she got bumped probably 5 feet back from the original spot where she got hit. And then she was parallel with the ground when she sent that one up there. I don't know how she caught that one in.
Whitaker's 1-1. That one's going to fall in. Now Gonzaga back up by 3, 62-59. 6 minutes left in the fourth. Oregon State is right to Schuler. Breaks the press. Schimmel gives it right back to her. And Schuler is pushed. Pushed over by Betancourt. The head coach, Bruick, upset at the official. You know, they made the call. Bruick, very fiery. Not the tallest in stature, but definitely the biggest in personality and fierceness. Schuler, crossover move. 10 on the shot clock for Oregon State. Holden thought about a 3 and traveled. Should have probably shot it as she moved before she put the ball into the wood and traveled for Oregon State. They're down by 3, 62-59. Now it's Whitaker in the post. Oregon State, she passes it back out. Ends up in the hands of Betancourt on the left wing. Gives it back to Whitaker. She's straight on in the key. Rolls in and out. Fight for the rebound. And it's going to be a foul going the other direction. And that's going to be on Smith. Taylor Smith catching another foul. That's Smith's 4th personal. She's going to have to sit. Checking to the game is Gardner. The Smoking Knight. Schuler into Schimmel. Cross-court pass to Bolden. She has an open 3. Decides not to use it this time. Doesn't travel. Hands to Williamson for the short corner 2. Now just a 1-point game again. It has been neck and neck. Oregon State trying to keep their head above water and trying to regain a lead instead of tying it up or keeping it within 1 or 2. Betancourt. Anderson into Whitaker. Cross-court heave. Nearly stepped out of bounds, and they're going to call her out of bounds. That was Gardner. She caught a heave from Whitaker, and when she caught a heel on that corner near the baseline, it's happened a trillion times.
Yeah, second time in this game that it's happened, once to Villa and now once to Gardner for each side. And what a good finish we're going to have. 62-61, Bulldogs still in front, and it's because of Whitaker's great play. She's able to get to the free throw line on that and one play. An unbelievable shot, but Oregon State, they've got a couple players in double figures. They have Bolden with 19. Villa's also got 19. Williamson just eclipsed double digits, but to me, for the Beavers, Schimmel has to step up. She's a 3-point shooter. She had a great game yesterday. She only got 1 3-pointer right now for Oregon State. And on the other side, the Bulldogs have great depth at every position. Oregon State's going to need to stay in this thing. If Bulldogs go on a run, Oregon State could be in trouble. But right now, we've got a tremendous finish brewing.
And Schimmel right now, just wanted to mention, she's only shot 2 frees. She's only made 1, but she's only shot 2. So she's got to heat up if Oregon State wants a chance at winning this thing. We're going to take a short break. It's a 62-61 game. Gonzaga leading the Oregon State Beavers for a chance at a shot at Vegas. A chance at a shot at a national title. You are listening to more WCC Championship action here on KGR. A 62-61 game, 4:47 to play for a championship. Here in Las Vegas, Nevada, Davis Hagen. We're in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm with fabulous Davis Hagen. It's been tons of fun. We have the championship for the women's bracket and the champion for the men's in a couple hours. Local time here in Vegas is 2:40. So in about 2 or 3 hours, we'll be going right back at it with more basketball. Gonzaga will take on Santa Clara. But right now, it's Gonzaga, the women's team, taking on the Oregon State Beavers. Oregon State down by 1. We're at 4:44 on the game clock. Fourth corner action. Schuler gives it to Bolden. Not about a 3, and she's probably got to pull up for one of those. Schuler gives it back to her. Again, gets in the corner. Had an opportunity, doesn't use it. Schuler kicks off to Villa, nearly loses it. 8 on the shot clock. Villa's got to move now. Bolden, 4 on the shot clock. Pulls up for a jumper. It was a good shot, but it doesn't go. It's a fight for the rebound. It's going to stay with Oregon State. I believe it was off of the leg. Yeah, and that's going to be off the leg of Hale. Going to stay with the Bees. Okuzo to check back in. Schuler to inbound. There's going to be a foul before the inbound. It's going to be on Whitaker.
Next foul, 33, Lauren Whitaker. Her third, team score.
That's her third. Not a ton of trouble, but you got to be careful. One more, then it gets really dicey as we still have 4 minutes to play and change into this game. So now Whitaker has to be kind of careful as well. It's inbounded. Now Schuler has it. Schuler pulling the rock back out. Then crosses, had a mixed match, gives it to Bolden for a 3. She's going to miss. That was a great opportunity for Oregon State. Couldn't connect on the 3 ball. Turner, Gonzaga up by 1. Around the perimeter. Okuzo looking to entry in, gives it to Whitaker. She's double teamed. Kicks it over to Betancourt. Back over to Okuzo. She's got 7 on the clock. Gives it to Whitaker for the short corner jumper. An offensive rebound and an 1. And that is Jaden Hale. Now she has a chance for a 3-point play, has a chance to extend the lead to 4 for Gonzaga. 64-61, 3:36 to play in the 4th.
And the worst part about this game is that one of these teams is going to lose and miss the tournament. These two teams have been playing hard basketball all weekend long, but somebody's going home and not going to tournament, and both these teams, to me, deserve it. Watching this game right here, this is one of the best games we've seen all weekend.
A phenomenal game, and Oregon State's got to heat up now. They're down by 4, 3.5 minutes left. And the fans are on their feet. It's entered it in to Williamson, who puts it up for a 2. Quiets the Gonzaga fans down. Now they're just down by 2 again, but just not been able to regain a lead for the Bees. Turner and Gonzaga. Okuzo now. 15 on the shot clock. She's going to drive to the lane and finish with the left hand. It's no good, though. A fight for the rebound. There's a push. It's batted out of bounds. Will go to the Bees, and they have a chance finally to tie or take the lead. Gonzaga up by 2 on Oregon State. We're nearing the 3-minute marker of this 4th quarter to go to the big dance. Schuler at the logo, taking her time. Looking at head coach Rueck for a call. Ends up giving it to Bolden. Bolden, jab step, crossing over, step move, the jumper. That's going to be no good. Another good opportunity, but it is missed by Bolden. She knows it. Turner now. Backing down Schuler, splits a defender, kicks it over to Okuzo. 2:23 play on the game clock. Gonzaga up by 2. Okuzo backing down, spin move, throws up a 4th shot. That's going to be too strong. Fight for the rebound, but there's going to be a foul on the ground. And Gonzaga is going to have another shot at it, as that should make it. That's going to be on Jenna Villa, her 4th personal. And now scary foul trouble for Oregon State. Bolden will check out for a second. going to be inbounded. Turner to Betancourt in the corner. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Now enters it in to Whitaker. Spin move to finish with the right hand. Oh, yeah. That's why she's the best in the WCC. They're up by 4. Oregon State. It's under 2 minutes, and the fans are on their feet. It's now or never. Schuler, no, and gets a whistle. She is fouled. Will shoot 2. Man, this place was rocking, that Oregon State possession. And now the struggling free throw shooter of Kennedy Schuler, she shoots 57% from the line. She had a couple bad misses yesterday against LMU. The first of 2 is a miss. Now a chance to make it a one-possession game. This one needs to go in, and if not, it's going to be scary. 1:53 to play in the fourth for the championship. The second free throw's also no good. This place is happy. Betancourt now bringing up for Gonzaga, 67-63. Gonzaga up against Oregon State. Turner to the cup, a fadeaway 4th shot. It's a fight for the rebound. They'll go to the Beavs. They take another breath. They dodge a bullet. But there's another one coming at them if they cannot score. Another opportunity, another suck of air. 1:33 and the fans are back up on their feet. The Spoken Knights are up. This feels like the kennel. A 3 by Schimmel. They needed it. And it's a rebound by Okuzo. And the Zags are moving. Okuzo has a lane. Ends up pulling it out. And she gets fouled. An awful foul by Schimmel. Schimmel's first. That's not what you wanted to do. It does stop the clock. But that is bonus free throws for Gonzaga. Smith will check into the game. And yeah, if you're a Beaver right now, it's still just a 4-point game with 1:17 left to play. It's getting real scary. Okuzo to shoot the 1-and-1. The 2 shots. The first one falls. 5-point lead. Oregon State, it's getting scarier and scarier. Bolden to check in, as well as Gardner. She makes the second. Big free throws by Okuzo. It's a 69-63 game. Oregon State needs a bucket now. 1:15 and counting. This place feels like the 509. Schuler takes it back over to Jenna Villa, driving to the cup, and she gets a foul call. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. She's been perfect, but these are the biggest free throws probably of her career.
And that looked to me like a pass. She was at the middle of the key, and she was hanging in there looking at Williamson. She got hit, and she threw it straight. It didn't even get close to the rim. So either she got hit so hard on the arm that didn't get high enough to the rim, or she was looking for Williamson. Either way, though, would have been 2 shots because they're in the bonus, but I think she was trying to pass that to Williamson.
Jenna Villa, who's been perfect, 8 of 8 today, and misses for the first time in the tournament. An awful miss. Oregon State still down by 6, 1:03 left in the fourth. The second will fall home. Now just a 2-possession opportunity. Cross-court feed over to Betancourt for Gonzaga. Behind the back, nearly stolen away, nearly lost. And a timeout, Gonzaga. What a great call by a great coach, Lisa Fortier. She's been coaching since 2014 in Spokane. And they're going to take a 30. Both teams on the court. And, man, it's looking scary for Oregon State. And Jenna Villa missed free throw, her first. And we talked about it. I was like, man, I shouldn't have said anything. And just an unfortunate series of events for the Beavers. Man, what a miss by her. Right now, it is a 5-point game, 69-64. Under a minute here into this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of time left. 69-64, but those free throws huge. Schuler missed 2, Villa missed 1. That's 3 possible points. It could be a 3-point, there could be a 2-point game with those 3 free throws, but yet now it's 5. There's still so much time left. A minute of time, especially with fouls and free throws, could be an eternity.
Okuzo to inbound for Gonzaga. They're up by 5. Nearly stolen away. Gets up in the hands of Turner. Now Oregon State not trying to foul, and then Schimmel fouls. So I guess they want them to shoot free throws. 1 miss would make it a 6-point game. 2 misses would keep it at 5. 2 makes, though, would keep it at 7. 7's a lot uglier than 6 or 5 for a basketball score. Now Allie Turner, WCC freshman of the year last year. The shoot, the first free throw will fall home. They are up by 6 on the Bees, and it's getting scarier. The second, also good. Gonzaga, a performance. Turner checks out after some huge free throws. And another timeout, this time for the Beavers. We're going to take a short break. 71-64. Beavers down by 7 for the championship. You're listening to more WCC action here on KGR. We're out of the timeout. Schimmel to inbound for Oregon State. They need a bucket. They need it quick. 54.5 on the game clock. Schimmel, she's got an inbound. Ends up giving it to Villa, who screams to the official that she's grabbing me. We'll stay with Oregon State. They'll inbound in nearly the identical spot. The Zag fans are on their feet. Schimmel to inbound. Ends up giving it to Schuler. A stop here could maybe seal the deal. Schuler hounded. Ends up getting it back. She has a lane, a finish. It's no good. A rebound by Bolden. The putback no good. And a fight for another rebound. And that's so sad for Bolden. There's a timeout by 48 in Gonzaga. Whitaker on the second rebound, and Gonzaga up by 7. It might be over.
Well, and the Beavers have out-rebounded Gonzaga in this game. They have 40 to the Bulldogs 38, but that possession, they get the opportunity from Bolden. She couldn't put it back, and then they needed 1 extra offensive rebound, and the Bulldogs, Whitaker, right place, right time to corral it, and then a quick timeout. And sometimes that's just how it goes. You have a day where you're playing great all the way through, and then right at the end, the Bulldogs step up. Still 41 seconds left. You're just hoping for misses at this point if you're a Beaver fan. If you're Gonzaga, the clock can't go fast enough. There's only 41 seconds left between you and an NCAA tournament.
Oregon State right now, 0 of their last 4, 1 of their last 7 field goals, and they haven't converted on a field goal in the last 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Salcuso to inbound to Betancourt. She's fouled quickly. 40.5 seconds, still a great chunk of time for Oregon State, and you're just praying for some misses and some quick makes on the other end. That's the only way to keep this close is you have to convert on the offensive side, and you got to pray that they miss the basketball.
Yeah, because you can foul as much as you want, and they could miss as many times, but if you're not able to put a field goal up in the last 3 minutes of game time, that's a real issue.
Betancourt, 2 shots. Gonzaga up by 7, 71-64, 40.5 left in the fourth. The first off. Now with the make would make it an 8-point game. That's a lot better than 9. Betancourt, the second, battles home. Oregon State, they need a bucket. They need Schuler screaming up the court. 35 seconds left. Schuler's got to go. Ends up kissing it over to Schimmel. It's blocked. It is blocked, but will stay with Oregon State. That was a great look. What a great block by Gonzaga. Will stay with the Bees. Just 30.8 seconds left. They need a big shot right now, a 3 preferably. Ends up getting a Schimmel. This time she's got to look at it. Front iron no good. A fight for the rebound. And there's a foul going the other way. And that might do it. 26.9 seconds left. Shot clock gets turned off. A foul going on the other end. And Gonzaga shooting a couple more free throws. And that could seal the deal, 72-64. Gonzaga up by 8.
Yeah, great looks for Oregon State. Just couldn't knock them down. Schimmel now shooting 1 of 5 from the three-point line in this game.
Garner, 1 of 2. The first one rattles home. They're up by 9. A second one make it double digits. And the nails are coming into the coffin. And that's another hammer onto another nail. Gonzaga up by 10, 25 seconds left. Schuler and her season trying to get something going for the Bees. Throws up a prayer. It falls in. They're down by 8. And now a timeout by Gonzaga. There's still a strand of hope. But they need a miracle to pull it off. It is March, 3rd month out of the year, in between February and in between April. But even for Oregon State, that's asking for a lot right now.
Yeah, they played a good game, though. It's been really, really close all the way through. Bulldogs have led for 28.5 minutes of this thing. Beavers just about 5 minutes, but it's been within a couple possessions all game long. Bulldogs jumped out early in that first half with a 7-point lead. Beavers cut it back to a tie game, and since then they've been really neck and neck all the way through until now, when Gonzaga has kind of extended their lead in the late stages when the Beavers have gone absolutely ice cold from everywhere on the floor. Including the free throw line, which was our fault because we brought up Genevilla.
It was my fault more than anybody.
Tournament.
Yeah, it was my fault more than anybody. We're talking about records and her being perfect on the free throw line. She just missed one. She's missed one free throw over the past 3 days. It was probably the biggest miss of her life. It's probably because 2 knuckleheads are talking on KUGR. To inbound Okuzo. She's going to be fouled quickly by Bolden. We'll probably get a couple more whistles until it's all she wrote.
Clear foul, 0. Ciara Bolden, her first.
Bolden fouled and puts Turner at the line. She'll shoot another 2.
There's a chance for redemption for us. Turner's probably the best free throw shooter in the country. She's like 96%. She never misses.
The second, another Manette. She is a phenomenal free throw shooter. Turner never misses, it seems like. She'll check back out of the game. And Oregon State, 15 seconds left in the season. Schuler gets it stripped away, and that's it. Whitaker to end up with the steal to Betancourt. And it's 5 seconds ticking, and Oregon State knows that's it. Gonzaga to win the championship. And there is a whistle, 1.5 seconds left. There is a travel call. That one's going to be on Taylor Smith. And they're goofing and giggling because they know they just punched their ticket. The Gonzaga Bulldogs will be moving on and playing for a shot at a national title. Bolden to inbound, and that will do it. The final buzzer will sound.
Final score, Gonzaga 76, Oregon State 66. And the Bulldogs are the 2026 West Coast Conference champions.
A phenomenal performance by this Gonzaga Bulldog teams. And then a phenomenal fight. We have to say Oregon State did a phenomenal job getting to this point in the tournament. They played some really good basketball, had some really good games. Unfortunately, that's not how the cookie crumbles. And they are setting up for the keg nets and the trophy ceremony as Gonzaga will be your 2026 West Coast Conference champions. And they'll be putting a sticker onto the board, punching their ticket to the March Madness bracket for a shot at a national championship. 76-66. We'll be back at you with the men's WCC championship later this evening. But Gonzaga wins this one. They'll be moving on. A great performance by both teams. A phenomenal performance on the women's side by all the teams. We've had tons of fun here, and we just have one more to go. This is our 17th game that we've called here for KGR the past couple of days. But Gonzaga is going to win this one, 76-66. They won by 10 to beat your 2026 West Coast Conference Championship. Josiah Frank, Davis Hagen saying so long, and we will see you at 6 o'clock for Gonzaga for Santa Clara on the men's side. Thank you.